Oh, wow. It's so lonely up here in the turret for the final time. I wonder if I'll be all alone this week. Who knows? Anyway, hello, traitors and faithful alike, and welcome to The Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I am drinking, not sponsored, an energy drink in the flavor of Sour Patch Kids Red Berry. Not sponsored, but it would be nice if I was. That's all.
You thought you got rid of me. Just when you thought
What?
Just when you thought I was gone.
Oh, so you had a shield.
I had a shield.
Oh, of course you did.
Of course. You can't kill me. I'm here. Don't get murdered. You got to banish me, honey. And
I will.
And even then, I won't go. Logan, if you're planning on getting rid of me, I will not go. I will not go. I will not go.
I will not go.
I will not go. I will fight for another chance, but not
correct.
And I thank you.
Now you remember?
Right. David will be very mad.
The whole damn season is over. Now you remember.
Now I remember. But hello, and welcome. Hi, y'all. It's me, Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking on some water because hydration is important. And I am trying with everything that I have to get back into 100% because my voice and my body is telling me no.
That's two of us, honestly, because my body's been going through it recently as well. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so it's telling me no, but it doesn't matter what it says. I'm going to be here, and I am here to talk about the finale of Traitors. But if I was drinking something else, anything else, I'd be drinking out of my cup mug. Yeah. Panel full of cup mugs, panel full of cup mugs. Beer. And you can get you a cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com, where we do ship domestically here in the US for sure. Internationally, I'm not sure anymore. So we'll figure that out. So, but US, Canada, North America.
There are excuses currently, unfortunately.
There's excuses for international people, but for the North American people, there are no excuses. So get your cup mugs. The link will be in the description below. Or get any of our cup merch, period. We're figuring stuff out right now.
We sure are. And we are also figuring out how to cope in a post-Traitors world, because this is the first time in a hot minute that we don't have traitors. It's all over.
There's no traitors going on right now.
No. There's no murdering. There's no
banishments.
Nope.
Nothing.
There's no Alan Cumming.
No. In his impeccably dressed out
or Claudia Winkleman.
No.
Or Corrine.
No.
I'm sad.
What else? But we know they're coming back. We do know they'll all be back. All three of them will be back. So
correct. Very thrilled about that.
But before we do anything else, before we dive too much into it, why don't you subscribe to this page? You know what I mean?
You should be. If you're not subscribed already, what are you
doing? Like, why aren't you there?
If you've watched our whole season recap of Traitors and you're not subscribed, I mean, honestly, you might not even realize you're not subscribed.
Right.
So make sure everybody right now, go check if you're subscribed or if you're following on your audio platform of choice. We greatly appreciate it. It does actually help us out.
If you do follow.
It
Yes,
gets us
please.
one step closer to some monetization, so we can get you some more fabulous content here on this channel and all
Absolutely.
of our channels. So we do greatly appreciate it. Speaking of our other channels as well, make sure to go subscribe over on our main channel for Almost All Things Drag, and over at the Cup ESC for Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest, and some fun, exciting other things coming very, very soon as well. And if you would like to become a member of our channel and join the Tea Room, make sure to go hit the join button over on our main channel or head over to Patreon. Same content, different platform. Those links are down in the description below. So, it is the finale of Traitors. It is over. I'm going to be honest in saying that I was underwhelmed by the finale, but only because it was very predictable. And it was fine. It wasn't my favorite Traitors finale. I think UK 2 right now is still my favorite Traitors finale.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
I think I liked the finale. I liked what I didn't like was the the nonsense that happened at the end when it didn't really need to happen, because I'm like, we'll talk about it. It's just
Yeah.
I watched the interview that Sharon Sharp did with Taylor
Yeah.
Hale, and I couldn't agree with her more. I needed it to be more intentional. Like, I needed you to just be like, look, we are intentionally being greedy, and we're intentionally doing this to split the money. This is the way that you just got cut out. Sorry, you played yourself. You got played. It's the game. And I would have been more like, work, period. And I think it was one side, it was trying to be that, and then the other person was being very floppy, flaky with it. And I was like, ew, no, that didn't feel right. We'll talk about it more. I just feel like it was, I don't think it was, I'm underwhelmed by the finale. I'm just not as enthused as I should be when it had the outcome that it had, because the outcome itself wasn't a bad outcome. Let me be clear. The outcome itself wasn't a bad outcome, because we knew very early on in this game that a traitor would have a very hard time winning this game. Very hard time. After Dan, every traitor had a hard time winning this game.
Yeah.
And so I kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, but I wanted the faithfuls to I wanted to see the new game form, because now we know a faithful's going to win. Yeah. Now, how are the faithfuls going to be traitorous towards each other? Because eventually, I didn't want it to be kumbaya. Everybody, we'll split the money 4 or 5 ways because we're all faithfuls. I wanted to see the next level of the game emerge. Like, now we're all faithfuls. Now what? And it felt like that was the way we were going to go. But then Trishelle got a little flaky at the end. And I was like, girl, make it your intentions. Your intentions need to be, we made this deal. We decided that we were going to make it to the final 2, and everybody just be damned. And it is what it is.
I'm going to be honest. A lot of my dislike of this finale does have to do with Trishelle.
Yes, I don't like how she played a great game. Let me be honest.
Absolutely.
She was very much the person who was the most informed, who reads were right. She was on point of who she was targeting. Even if I hated it, she was on it, and she played a good game. But what she did do, she made it insufferable in her good gameplay. Like, she was just insufferable. Like, I think somebody on Twitter said that she carried her way through this entire game.
She really did.
She really did. And it was very unfortunate that we have to witness and not even cheer on, but we have to watch this woman carrying her way through the game. And it's so insufferable and so not enjoyable to watch that even when she wins and she has a good game, you don't want to root for her. You don't want to give her the praise that she's due. And even though you're doing this, it feels like a very nasty taste in your mouth to give her flowers, because she was so insufferable. And I don't think she learned anything. I don't think she cared about how insufferable she is. I don't think she cares how people viewed her as a Karen this whole time. And it started very early in this game with Peppermint. And I don't think she even cares that that's how she came off. Like, she has not said anything of, like, apologies or, maybe I need to reflect on some things or nothing. Like she's just going on with her life. Like it's just, and I'm like, oh, you cry over everything. You make accusations about people. You play the victim in everything. When somebody doesn't, when things don't go your way, how could you do this to me? Why are you? It's such a level of entitlement that I don't even think she realizes how spoiled and entitled and unlikable she actually really is or perceived as.
And that's kind of been her entire reality TV career, let's be honest, because I found her entertaining enough when I watched her on The Real World, but that was back before, like, I was a lot less educated in worldly things. I'll go ahead and say that. And I did not realize, the level of, I'll just go ahead and say microaggression, that she's portrayed throughout much of her reality TV career. And I will agree with you. Is she a very deserving winner of this season? Unfortunately, yes. Am I sad to say that? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to focus on the other one.
Yes, because we'll talk about that, because I do agree. She's just that. And it's sad that the person who played the best game leaves such a nasty taste in your mouth that you don't even want to recognize them for playing a good game. But somebody else who played a good game and who is a deserving winner, and I was very happy that he won, was CT. Shout out to
I'll just go ahead and throw this on.
Yeah, we can throw that up there. We'll talk about it.
We don't normally talk about the winners this early, but hey, we started talking about your show. But I'm so thrilled for CT.
I'm very thrilled for CT. I feel like CT went into that final knowing exactly what he wanted to do. Yep. He went in, he was like, I'm taking Trishelle. I want Trishelle at the end with me. We have this 20-year relationship that we built on, and the only person I want to share this money with is Trishelle. And that was the goal. But I think Trishelle getting in her feelings because he didn't follow the plan the way she exactly laid out the plan, he was never going to turn on her. So I don't understand why she got so mad and butthurt at the end. We'll talk about the end game more. But like, I don't understand her reasoning for even going through all that. Like, she could have did it, voted the way they were going to vote, and it would have been done with, instead of having MJ standing there going back and forth between the two of them. Like, what's happening? Like, it could have been easy. It was just really, the way the end game played out was stupid. And it was distasteful, and it was kind of gross, I'll be honest. But I'm very happy for CT, and because he's been gone off TV, as he said, for a while, came back, able to play this game as a faithful the whole time, and suspected by some, but not by a whole lot. And even when he was suspected by people, they knew to keep him around because he was going to be the workhorse, which in this episode, man, did it show.
And that, honestly, is most of my frustration with this episode.
Yep.
But before we get there, we do got to talk about the start of the episode.
Yes.
Kate is our last remaining traitor. Who would have thought at the start of this season we'd be saying that Kate was the last? We didn't even know she was going to be out. I knew she was allegedly. I knew she was allegedly there. But yeah. She is the final traitor after Phaedra was unfortunately, but rightfully, banished.
I mean, she was not there. She was on borrowed time since then. Every traitor was.
Yeah. So Kate's the final traitor. She's trying to figure out who she is going to murder. And her murdering choices, she comes down to Sheree and Trishelle.
This is where she messed up.
This was her fatal error.
Yep. Because she should have murdered Trishelle at this point.
100% should have murdered Trishelle.
Because at that point, MJ and Sheree go have your back.
Yep.
Regardless.
Do you still think, though, at the end of the day, the same... We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I think the same outcome ends up happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think the traitors still win. I just think it's three different traitors. The faithful still win.
Yeah.
Faithful still win. I just think it's literally the other three
Yes,
painful.
absolutely.
because of the blunder that happens later. But
Yes.
we go to breakfast the next morning. Everybody's coming in, blah, 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 and we do find out that Sheree has been murdered. And in that moment, she's like, well, this has shown me that Kate is a traitor. And I'm like, so now you're going to clock in to play this game, Sheree?
I think Sheree has already known. I think Sheree knew who these traitors were. She just wasn't saying it. And I
Because they
think,
were friends of her.
right, I'm like, she was like, I'm not going to clock my friends in front of the whole house because they're protecting me. I really believe that Sheree knew. And everybody keeps saying that. I don't think no, I think she knew. I think she was just protecting those who were protecting her. And it got that, like you say, if it got down to it, if it was Trishelle who would end up murdered here, Sheree, Kate, MJ, and Sandra would have all band together to get out CT. And then at the end, Sandra, Sheree, and MJ would have got out Kate.
100%.
100%.
I genuinely think in that moment
they would have shared it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% think they would have shared it.
Still wouldn't have meant that I would have won the draft here, but
I mean, you would have won at that point. Oh, you think Sandra and Sheree would have voted out MJ?
Well, no, because even if they split it 3 ways, based on the way that we did our draft and based on the preseason traitor predictions, I'm pretty sure David would have won.
Oh, yeah, that 0.5 would have got you.
That 0.5 would have. I started the season with a disadvantage, and most of us did.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about who won the draft later. But yeah, Sheree gets murdered. I was happy to see Sheree on the show. Mm-hmm. Happy to see her. And I hope she had a lovely time on her vacation in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But no, realistically, though, I really enjoyed Sheree on here. For the little bit of, entertainment and, drama that she did end up providing for us. She was a lovely casting choice to get murdered first in the finale of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we get Alan coming in. They're talking about the final mission. And we go to the final mission. And it's the same final mission that we just saw on Traitors UK. Mm-hmm. I do love, though, that a lot of people are now going to be like, oh my God, Traitors UK literally copied everything from Traitors US. No, now that Traitors UK is airing on Peacock, which, hey, go watch Traitors UK.
Absolutely.
It's a better season than this. I will say overall.
If you're looking for good gameplay, Traitors UK eats down.
If you're looking for good drama, both of these seasons, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you are looking for some good content, Traitors related, make sure to go check out the interview that I didn't get to do because I slept through it, where Lana and David got to interview Miss Sandra Diaz Twine, the Queen Stays Queen. Mm-hmm. Make sure to go check that out right up there. It's a lovely, lovely interview.
It's a great interview.
I'm sad I slept through.
Sucks for you.
It does.
But it was so great, and Sandra was so lovely and very kind to us. So
yes,
you should definitely check that out.
Absolutely. We'll finish this episode and then go watch the Sandra interview because it's very fun. So, but yes, it's the same final mission. You got to go through all the stuff. There's a couple noticeable differences. The main one being that lock box on one of the flags. Mm-hmm. But I gotta be honest, this final mission was abysmal. And I didn't expect anything else by the fact that it was CT and 4 women over the age of 35. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know how old MJ is.
I'm sure she's over the age of 35. If not, sorry, girl, you look it.
I'm curious now. How old is she? Oh! 4 women over the age of 40? if not over the age of 45.
Mm-hmm.
MJ is 51.
Okay.
She looks damn good for 51.
It's good for 51. Absolutely.
But yes, 4 women over the age of 45 and CT.
Yep. Who was also over the age of 45.
Who was also over the age of 45. So, I didn't expect this to be the best final mission ever. I didn't expect it to be 4 women standing around while CT did most of the work.
I'm about to say, this was a CT mission. Let's just be honest.
CT won the season by doing this final. He ran the final. He
ran the final. He ran the final and won. And he decided to split it with Trishelle instead of keeping it for himself. That's how this season ended. He did everything. Like, they had 90 minutes to get from the first, 60 minutes to get from the first stop to the boat. And they took a lot of time on all of these detours that I was like, y'all skip the detours, just go. Just skip the detours and go. But they didn't want to skip the detours because why not? CT was doing all the work. CT got the first one. They missed the lock code at the beginning of the race, and so CT had to get the second code, get the second flag, look, see it was a lockbox, run back to the start to get the passcode, unlock it, then run to the third detour, which they had to ascend down the wall and then go through the cave, and then of course we got people, I'm scared.
Miss Kate pissed me the fuck off this entire mission.
I know CT wanted to be like, if you don't bring your ass, like, and y'all know I don't curse a lot, but that's just, I would have been like, if you don't shut up and bring your ass down here right now and shut up, because I done did everything else. All you had to do was walk from place to place. Get your scared little punk. Come on down here. CT could have cussed all of them out, and I'd be like, it's justified. It's justified for
100%.
All y'all deserve to get cussed out.
But he didn't, because he's just such a lovely person.
He's such a lovely person. He's like, let's go. Come on. Very encouraging. He getting frustrated, but he encouraging. And he like, come on. He goes all through all the detours. He pretty much do it by himself. He get to the third one, find the flag, jump on the boat, go to the other boat, raises the one flag, and then has to go and raise pretty much the other flag by himself. The main sail, he had to hoist that thing up pretty much by himself. What I tell you,
my favorite part of this entire thing is you see CT, and I'm not going to discredit MJ in this moment either, because MJ was doing her absolute best. She wasn't doing much, but and then Kate was just like feeding the thing through. I'm like,
baby, I will just say, I was not even slightly, I was very turned on by CT in this moment. I was like, that's a man right there, baby. That is a man. And he is manning this challenge the cup. Like, woo! I think CT already fine, but my God, he was hot in this mission. I was like, you better work.
So good.
So good. I love CT so much.
Afterwards, I was like, get naked. If CT launched an OnlyFans today, I would be the first subscriber.
I have never subscribed to an OnlyFans in my life, but I might have to.
I would. I absolutely would. I absolutely would.
But okay, that is. I don't know. I don't know what it is about CT, but man,
it's the charisma. I gotta be honest with you, and we've talked about this all season. That's just how CT is, and that's how it's always been with CT since the first time I watched him. Which I don't even remember what my first season with CT was. Was he on Fresh Meat?
I think it was a challenge.
It was a challenge season for sure for me. It was one of the seasons. It was one of the seasons he was on with DM before they started dating.
Yeah,
I don't remember all the old challenge seasons.
So good.
But Like, I definitely, and then I went back and watched his Real World season.
Mm.
But yeah,
Something about him.
it's the charisma. It's the fact that he's such a nice person, but
voice.
also so hot.
And then he gets them there. He be like, "What you do? How you doing?" There's just something about that. CT.
It's the Boston. It's the Boston of it all.
It's the exit of it all. He's like, oh.
Like that.
I know. CT. I know. But like I said, like another queen from reality TV said, I heard he's single. He divorced now. So anyway,
I'm still holding out hope for CT and Phaedra. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm still holding out hope. I want that to be the relationship that came out of this season, not the other one.
That's so cute. Ugh.
Lord, not Ekin-Su.
Oh, sweet baby Ekin-Su. Okay.
But good luck to Miss Ekin-Su over in the Celebrity Big Brother UK house.
Work, girl. Work.
She's the only person on the cast I know other than Sharon Osbourne. That's stupid.
That's the only two people I know as well. I said, oh, Sharon Osbourne and Ekin-Su. I don't know the rest of you at all.
There's an American.
Who?
She's a West End actress. I don't remember her name, but she's a fabulous Black woman.
Oh, well, her. I've seen.
Yeah, one of the fabulous Black women.
Okay, I've seen her.
She's American, yeah.
Oh, she's American. Okay.
I didn't realize she was American until I heard her speak, and then I was like, oh.
I've really got to find a way to watch that show. I do want to watch it. I just don't know how to watch it. Anyway.
What's her name? Marisha. That's who she is. That's her name.
Oh, okay.
Marisha something. Oh, I know Bradley because he was on Heartstopper. Anyway. But yeah, so they end up succeeding in the mission. They're doing their thing. They win the money. The pot is up to what? Just over 200,000?
200,000. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So they're going back to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a car with CT and Kate. And this is where I would say Kate has some of her best and some of her worst strategy of the season. Because she decides that she is going to lie and say that Sandra wants to take out CT. Which causes a whole spiral of bullshit.
I mean, because in the other car, everybody's like, we pretty much know. But MJ is still like, I trust Kate. I trust, I trust Kate. I don't really, she has the issue with Sandra. She thinks Sandra is a traitor. And
her at breakfast being like, Sandra is so traitor coded. I was like, girl, stop. Everything she's doing is so murder coded. I'm like, I need you to stop this
right now. But we do get a conversation with Trishelle CT, and they're talking about what they're going to do at this round table. And they're like, we got to vote out Kate. This is what it is. We'll do Kate. And CT agrees to it. He's like, yeah. He brings up a little bit about Sandra, but not too much. And because Trishelle kind of like, no, we got to do Kate first. We'll figure out everybody else later. We need to do Kate, And that was the plan for them going into the round table. But Kate also, like you said, lied to CT. So CT is going through this self spiral, trying to figure out what. Is Sandra lying to me, because he had his doubts about Sandra before, especially when the whole crossbow thing with Phaedra, he started having doubts about Sandra since then. And so he I think he was just holding that in the back of his mind, like, oh no. And now that I hear that Sandra's coming for me, we have a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
And this is where Sandra decides she's going to go on the offensive against CT because what
Mm-hmm.
she's been hearing.
And because Kate told her
yeah.
that CT.
And I know y'all talked about this with Sandra in the interview, but what I will say as well, when I watched this, I was just like, I hate that this is happening for Sandra, and I hate that this is the scenario that Sandra has ended up in. But I get the move in the moment. I absolutely get the move in the moment. And that's all she has to go off of. Like,
it made sense for her and it made sense for him because that's what they were hearing. And it was like, they know Kate is what Kate is. They don't know each other. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I believe the devil I know? Or do I go with the devil I don't know? And the devil I don't know could turn on me and switch it up on me. I don't know. So I guess they were just both kind of like, just not sure. They were 100% sure on Kate, but they just were not sure on each other. And so when we get to the round table and CT starts to talk, and he's talking about how he has his suspicions and how this is a pivotal moment. They got to get things right, da da da. And then he goes on and he starts talking about how Sandra is someone he's not trusting. Sandra mentioned his name, and he heard that Sandra was coming for him. And so in this moment, Trishelle is like, wait, what? We're supposed to be working with Sandra. What do you mean?
The whole plan that Trishelle had put into place earlier in the episode before the mission was that Trishelle, CT, and Sandra were going to all vote Kate at this round table. And so Trishelle is like, well, why are you switching it up all of a sudden? Because that communication hadn't happened.
No, they never get a chance to talk about that. So now Trishelle is confused. She's confused about why CT switched up the plan without talking to her. And now is just bringing this up now. She's kind of like annoyed with how this is being handled. And so Sandra, of course, is on the defensive because she's like, now CT has called me out, so I'm going to call him out. And she was like, I only said what I said because I heard you were coming for me. That's what Kate said you told her in the car. And he's like, what? No. And she's like, well, that's what I heard. But by this time, Kate is like, what? That's what you said. So it's kind of like, yeah. And everybody was just like very confused. And Trishelle was going through her inner turmoil, like, why would he do this? Why did he not tell me? Now I don't know what the plan is anymore. Are we still going Kate? What are we doing? Why is he calling out Sandra? Why is she calling him out? It's just not going it's going against everything I've created right now. And so Sandra and CT was going back and forth. Kate was interjecting here. MJ was kind of doing like, I think you're a traitor, Sandra. That's who I think it is. And I've had my suspicions for a while. Whatever. Sandra was trying to go back, like, no, I don't understand why you would. I've been good to you, da da da. The vote comes down. And eventually, MJ votes for Sandra. Sandra votes for CT. And
that's what she got to do in that moment.
She had to do what she had to do. Trishelle had her back and forth moments. We saw her erasing her board several times, but she ends up voting for Sandra as well. Huh?
It wouldn't have mattered.
No, it wouldn't matter because she voted for Sandra. And then CT and Kate all voted for Sandra. So Sandra was banished from the Very sad. I felt it coming when they were getting rid of Phaedra and Sandra's name was thrown in the mix. I said, "Oop, she ain't here for a long time." Once the name is out there,
I thought she was gonna get murdered, honestly. But obviously, Sandra goes up there, reveals that she's a faithful, and in that moment, CT, Trishelle, and MJ are all kind of like, "Well, we know what we got to do in this moment." And so I think going into the circle of trust,
circle of truth,
circle of truth. I was like, it's one of those words: trust, truth, tribulation. trial. I don't know. Going into that, I think they all kind of knew what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the outcome would have been the same, regardless
Mm-hmm.
of whether Kate had her major blunder here at the Circle of Truth or not.
Right.
Because we go down to the Circle of Truth. We all know how this goes by now.
Yep. Throw your bag. You pick
Throw your bag in.
If you want to continue or not.
And everyone decides that they want to banish someone again. Except for Kate. And in this moment, I was like, Kate, what the fuck are you doing? And the way she's like, I just don't believe there are any more traitors here. I'm like, girl, someone had to have murdered Sheree. And it wasn't Sandra. Girl. What are you doing?
I honestly think she just did not think this through, and she just kind of just screwed it up and didn't think about the outcome. But then she tried to play it off in said finale when she was like, I just didn't think I deserved to win this game because I came in so late and I became a traitor, so that I didn't feel. I was like, girl, you didn't even have a chance to win this game. You weren't going to win. Even if you didn't make your big mistake, you weren't going to win because they knew you were the traitor. Like, it was, girl. I was just like, nah, Kate, you can't play it and sugarcoat it. You just messed up. You underestimate. I don't know what you did. You just messed up. You just messed up because every traitor knows at the first round you got to say yes. Let's vote somebody out. You got to. Mm-hmm. Somebody was just murdered. It's a traitor amongst us. We know, and we just heard Sandra was faithful. But we vote again. To no one's surprise, everybody banishes. Everybody votes Kate.
Thank God.
Get her out of her misery.
Obviously, she's a traitor. Bye, girl. Bye, girl.
Kate's
yeah.
And here's where everything gets stupid.
Here's where we get, 7 confessionals from MJ in a span of 3 minutes going, oh my God, we did it. Now we can all just split the money. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. And I was kind of excited too. I was like, you better work, MJ. Yes. And then they do their voting again with the bags. And MJ decides she wants to end. And CT and Trishelle are like, nope.
And in that moment, I was like, oop, got her, gag. Let's make it work. Period. It's intentional. They decided this. We are going to the final 2. We taking each other. That's it. I was like, that's how you play a freaking game. Work, play it.
And then we get our votes, Lana. And CT, along the plan, sticking to the plan, votes for MJ. MJ is like, well, I don't think either of these people are traitors, so I don't know who to vote for. I felt so bad for MJ in this moment. Mm-hmm. I was just like, oh, MJ, I know you think everyone is faithful here because they are.
They all are.
Because they are, girl, and you know that. And you're right. And so is CT kind of, but he knows you're faithful, but also he doesn't want to share the money with you. So MJ votes for Trishelle.
Yeah, she votes for Trishelle.
And Trishelle votes for CT.
And I was like, what?
For this alone, she didn't deserve to win.
Absolutely.
I wish
CT would have switched his vote up real quick and been like,
that's what he should have done.
And just
for all of the bullshit that Trishelle put him through this season, and now to vote for him. No, you don't get any of that money. Split that money with MJ. Because she deserves it.
I would have gagged if he switched it up that second time around.
I would have loved it. Loved it.
And I would have watched it and I would have been like, and deserved.
Deserve.
You deserve what you got because what you just did was trifling and low down when you ain't even, and then you had the nerve to be like, I just think that it's a possibility that he's a traitor. I was like, you don't believe that yourself. You don't believe that yourself. But okay. But Sandra said on the interview that Trishelle had made mention that possibly CT could have been a traitor before in the show. She said a few weeks back she had mentioned it a few times to different people. So maybe it was something that had played her in the back of her mind that CT could be playing her and could be a traitor. That's fine. And if that's the case, why didn't you even mention that to MJ in your plea? Because y'all all got a chance to plead your case. You should have said that to like, MJ, if you vote with me, girl, because I think he playing us. But you ain't even do that. It would have been so much better if this was such an intentional move. But we vote again, and we have to do that whole thing. And CT is pretty much pleading and begging to Trishelle, we go do what we said we were going to do. I'm doing what I said I was going to do.
And in this moment, I honestly wished CT was a traitor.
I wish he would have.
So he could blindside Trishelle's ass.
And took all that money.
And take all that money for himself. I would have loved that. I would have loved every moment of that. And I also would have loved if CT had voted out Trishelle in that moment with MJ. I think that would have also been a very lovely... The people with 2-letter names, they're the ones that win this season.
Yep.
That would have been great. That would have been lovely and wonderful.
I would have been gagging. I would have never been happier to lose a draft than I would have been in my entire life.
And I would have never been happier to win a draft in my entire life.
Never been happier to lose. Because, baby, she made me so mad.
Moment one, walking into the house, trifling.
And she walked out just as trifling.
But
even if she won, she walked out trifling. But
they banished MJ.
They banished MJ.
I felt so bad for this girl. And her feelings are so valid. I do agree. We talked a little bit about it before we started recording. I hope that she does get past it eventually. And clearly she still wasn't past it by the time they filmed the reunion, which was a couple of weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
I do hope she gets past it, but I will say that her feelings are very, very valid. And she was 100% correct in all of her assumptions, minus the part that Sandra was a traitor. Did she play the most perfect game in the world? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, was she deserving of also winning this game? In my opinion, yes.
Yeah, sure. I think MJ got to this point and she played a decent game up until this point. She made some mistakes along the way, but so did CT and so did
Trishelle.
They made some mistakes along the way, but they all deserve to be at that point.
And she brought us the most memeable moments of the damn season. So for that alone, she deserved to win.
I will say this. I believe MJ's feelings are valid. I think they're very much valid for her feeling this way. But I also think she needs to suck it up and get over it really quickly, because the longer you hold on to this girl, the more how bad it makes you look, not them. Because at the end of the day, this is a game. This is a game. And in all games, somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. You just happen to be on the losing end of the stick. Now, I also believe what Andy Cohen said at the end of the reunion is the most valid thing ever. He was like, this is about cultural differences and the cultures of where you all come from in the reality world. Yeah. The people who play these games, Survivor, The Challenge, Big Brother, you all play these games and you're used to that. That's what you're used to doing, playing these games.
I don't think MJ's ever done this on shows.
MJ has never played a competition show in her life. So she's not used to being backstabbed by a friend or somebody who she trusts. Yeah. And neither is Phaedra. And so everybody was upset that Phaedra was still mad at Dan and MJ was still mad at Trishelle and CT. It's valid. They could still be mad. They're not used to this. maybe if they play more games like this on reality TV and they do more things, they will become more like, oh, okay, as I say, more numb to being betrayed by your friends on the show.
Exactly.
Because it's like that happens. Yes, it's not cute, it's not fun, but
it doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel good, but it's the game. You have to take the good with the bad. It was good that you were there. It was good that you made it to the end, but you didn't have the allies with you to play the game to the end. Now, if it would have been Sheree there, y'all could have did the same thing to CT and Trishelle. Or Trishelle would have it took Sheree's place and been murdered, y'all could have did the same thing to CT, and it could have been you and Sandra and Sheree, and y'all could have split the money, or y'all could have took Sandra out at that moment, but like, us Bravo girlies about to do this.
Yep.
But it just didn't fall into your favor. And I thought about this. I was like, the first time I played a game and I got out quickly early, my feelings were shattered. I was shattered. I was like, I can't believe these people would do this to me. But now, several games in, I'm like, my friend that took me out, or somebody who I've been hanging with.
Lana blindsided me. Damn it, Lana. Okay.
Right, and then we move on.
Like, yeah, it's like you really do get numb to it. I think that's the right word to describe it. And obviously, we're not playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, it probably hurt worse if I would play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm happy MJ was here. Her feelings are very valid. I do hope that, she is able to get past it at some point in the near future. I hope that she's able to, come to that. Her and Phaedra, I would say, both of their feelings are valid for all of these situations, but I hope they are able to, move past it at some point. Or they don't. And you know what? That's also valid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, but yes, we get our winners. CT and Trishelle are the winners. Okay.
Great.
Yay, CT!
Great.
Yes. Let's briefly talk about the reunion, because I thought the reunion was fine. Mm-hmm. I don't get why Andy Cohen was here. I'm gonna be real honest. I get that Bravo is now integrated into Peacock, and I get it, and whatever. And
I get why Andy's there.
I don't like the man. I don't. I'll go ahead and say that right now. I don't like the man.
Oh, see,
I don't really like the man.
That's a personal issue.
100%.
But we have to be honest about professionally wise. He does the best reunions.
He is one of the best people that host a reunion.
He's one of the better people to host reunions. In
the same way that that I don't like Trishelle, but I think she's valid in winning this season. Yes, I don't like Andy Cohen, but I think he's valid in. I would have liked to see Alan do it, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think he was too invested to do it. You need somebody who is not as invested.
Valid, which is why Andy does the
absolutely. Absolutely.
Shit, if I'm gonna get back into Housewives, I guess I really need to get used to Andy Cohen again.
Yeah, you are.
I thought this reunion was fine overall. Mm-hmm. We've kind of already touched on a lot of like the big points. MJ still being mad at CT and Trishelle. CT being the one to kind of own the move at the end of the whole thing, and Trishelle being like, well, shut up, Trishelle.
I don't know why you're still mad at me. You don't?
You stole like $67,000 from her.
Absolutely. So yeah, she's a little in her feelings.
And I get that. And it's valid. Phaedra still having not forgiven Dan. I felt like Dan was so out of place in this reunion because this was a very Housewives style reunion in the way that they did the whole thing. And
Big Brother does not have reunions.
No.
Big Brother only has Julie Chen at the end asking 2 or 3 of them a few questions, and then they move on. So they never even this ain't even like Survivor reunions or Survivor when they had reunions. Like this isn't anything Dan is used to at all. He won. They did that little, and when he won, he wasn't even out there for the question part. He was still in the house.
Uh-huh.
So he came out of the house, they announced the fan favorite, and then that was it. When the second time he did it, he was still in the house.
Yeah.
He never had to come out of that house to answer these questions and sit on the stage with Julie Chen. So this was so far beyond. And Dan looked out of place. He was just sitting there and when Andy asked him, are you ready for this, Dan? And he said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I was like, in more ways than one, Dan is literally ready to go.
Dan is ready to leave.
He's ready to leave. He's so not. He does not want to be confronted for his
No.
mistakes, and he had lots of them. And he knew sitting at this reunion, he was going to be confronted with all the things he did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, to touch on, some of the more important stuff, Peppermint's entire monologue and whole section and situation, I appreciate her being there, and I appreciate her being some fantastic visibility for the trans community. I'm still devastated she didn't make it further in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But
I heard another interview with Peppermint was saying that she knew she couldn't directly say what she wanted to say to Trishelle because it would never make the show.
Yeah.
So her piece was just saying what she would say to Trishelle and just make it as general as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that for you, Peppermint, but I'm sure Trishelle was so entitled and so stuck into her own world. She didn't even realize that was for her. She thinks you were talking about everybody in general. When it's like, no, honey, the conversation is totally meant for you because
I think
bias
Twitter might have put Trishelle in her place, though. I got to be honest. She might have recognized it, but she probably forgot all about it.
I mean, I'm sure she saw it. Well, I'm not even sure she saw it.
She did. She acknowledged it.
Oh, she did.
When the first couple episodes dropped and people were like, when the whole Trashelle thing happened, I remember her acknowledging it and just being like, hey, we've spoken, we're good. Clearly not. Y'all might have spoken. You sent her a DM 5 days before the season aired. That's not reconciliation.
Right.
Girl, like...
Whatever, Trishelle. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Peppermint's whole thing was great. I loved Deontay talking about his decision to walk away from the show and how he said he regrets nothing because he was...
I adore him. I really do. I would love to see him on more reality shows like this. I just don't think he's that kind of person. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I think the only show maybe that wouldn't cause him all that much mental strife would maybe be The Challenge.
Yeah. But even with all that politicking that they do on The Challenge,
like, yeah.
I feel like if he really was unlocked this childhood trauma that he did and was able to overcome it, now he knows how to cope with it better and deal with it. I could see him doing a Celebrity Big Brother better, something like a Celebrity Big Brother on the show, and doing it and realizing like this is not. He can separate the trauma from the game. I think the more he does stuff, he'll be able to if he wanted to. I don't know if he still wants to.
I don't
if
think
he still wants to focus
I
on boxing, which I don't think he wants to, which is fine. He doesn't have to.
I think though, I think Big Brother would be a better game for him because it's a lot slower. Even Celebrity Big Brother is a much slower game, and so there's like enough time to kind of deal with the reality of the decisions and the moves that you're making.
And Big Brother is better equipped to handle the mental aspect of it because
you've got the whole.
They have a therapist on deck that they can talk to, and they have the confessionals that they can freely go into and just talk ad nauseum about whatever's bothering them, and somebody's there to listen. And so I think he would do better at like a Big Brother than anything too fast paced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did appreciate him. I was very sad Maxim wasn't there because I really wanted to hear Maxim's take on things.
Yeah.
I love me some Maxim Smirkovsky.
Me too.
I would have loved to hear his take on how everything went down.
I don't blame him for not being there though.
No, I don't.
I really don't.
After a while, it's like, no, thank you. I don't really care enough to. I don't care enough. Y'all sent me home very early. I don't care enough. And I thought it was cute when Peter offered Phaedra the rose. And I was like, okay, Pilot Pete, that was a cute move, but whatever. I still don't particularly
like you.
Still not particularly caring for you. I will say my only gripe with this reunion. Well, my only gripe is John, listen to me, sweetheart. Yeah. Mr. John, I liked you on this show. I picked you for my draft. I wanted you to be here. I thought you were a great addition to this show. But I also, from this reunion, learned that, John, you are very much a white male politician
Yes.
because you don't know when to shut it. Everything does not need your validation. Everything does not need your stamp of approval. Everything does not need your point of view. When Peppermint was going on, when Peppermint was talking about her spiel and about her time and things, she was validated all on her own. Her words were validating enough, and she felt like it was enough. But no, you had to come behind her and give her this, that put her there, Pally, buck up on the chin. You're a great gal. We know it. She didn't need that from you. She didn't need that from you. When MJ was saying her feelings to Trishelle, you felt like you had to come to her aid and be the knight in shining armor to the damsel in distress, and she didn't need that from you either. They were both two grown women who can handle their own, and they can take care of their own issues between them. They didn't need you to come in the middle of it. He always felt like he had to have the last word for everything and validate everybody's feelings and validate what they're saying and tell people what he thought. You should be okay, MJ. You should be all right. I don't know why you're acting this way. Her feelings are valid. You didn't turn in to say Phaedra shouldn't be mad at Dan. You didn't tell her that, but you want to tell MJ that she shouldn't be mad at Trishelle? Absolutely not. That was my only gripe. That was my only gripe. I was like,
I'm with you on that.
We don't need you to validate other people. We don't need your point of view. We don't need your stamp of approval. We don't need your validation. People do that on their own.
Yeah.
We don't need that from you. It was very much a very entitled or very like, I know what's best, so I'm going to give you my.
Yeah.
It's not right till I say so.
And I'm not going to defend him while saying this statement because I absolutely agree with you. But going back to what Andy was saying, that's kind of the universe that he's from.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the response. I do agree with you. I don't think every response needed that necessarily. But I understand, him coming from the universe that he does. I get why he felt like he needed to do that, but I don't think it was necessary either. So
definitely not.
But yeah, the reunion was fine.
It's fine though.
It's fine. I'm excited for season 3.
Absolutely.
I do still kind of want to do a Dreamcast video.
We can do that.
I think that would be a cute thing to do. So, I know all of our choices are going to be from all over the world. And if we get any of the choices right, it'll be a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
But that's season 2 of The Traitors.
Yep.
Before we go, I would like to congratulate both Anissa, who didn't show up for an episode of this season, girl, looking at you, and Lana.
But I think Anissa beat me in points. That 0.5.
I don't think she had a 0.5.
I think she did have a 0.5.
Did she have a 0.5?
I think Anissa had a 0.5.
Oh, no, I didn't think she did. Oh, no, let me look.
Oh, check and see, because I think she had a 0.5.
Oh, Anissa didn't even win.
Oh.
Anissa didn't even win.
Oh.
Me thinking Anissa won. No. It's you and Brooke.
Brooke did not have a 0.5.
No, Brooke did not have a 0.5. But yes, congratulations to Brooke and Lana for both winning the Traitors draft this season.
Ooh.
And despite having MJ in technically third place, I still lose the draft with 0. Because of this stupid system that we set up.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
We appreciate you.
I wouldn't have won anyway because I had 2 people out in the first 3 episodes. So,
absolutely.
I was here on borrowed time, and if they had split it 3 ways, I would also be a draft winner. So thanks, Trishelle. I'm not going to blame CT for this one. Thanks, Trishelle.
I mean, I'm blaming CT because he was very much the catalyst.
Well, yes, also CT, but
But I like CT stuff.
But I like CT. But yes, that is that. Thank you for joining us for our coverage of Traitors US Season 2. We'll be back with Traitors content as soon as there are more traitors being chosen all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the meantime, we've got a lot of fabulous reality TV content happening over here at the Cup TV. We've got a double dose of Survivor right now with Australian Survivor and Survivor 46. We've got Amazing Race 36 coming out next week. Very, very excited for that. Our good friend Danny is on the cast. That in the draft that I did last night for the Amazing Race, I am happy to say that I did get to draft Mr. Danny Butler. I'm thankful for it. So, very excited for that. What else we got over here?
Oh, we got Deal or
Deal or
No
No
Deal
Deal Island
Mm-hmm.
with our good friend Kim Bettina. How could I forget Kim? And other things coming soon.
Yeah,
So,
Project Runway coming.
Project Runway is coming back, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to tune in for all of our fabulous content over here at the Cup. We've got 2 other channels as well with fabulous drag content and fabulous Eurovision content. So make sure to go check those out as well as our memberships as well, where there's going to be exclusive content and early access to a lot of our content over there as well. So make sure to go check that out as well. Hit the join button over on our main channel or head to Patreon. Same content, different platform. Those links are down in the description below. While you're down in the description below, you can go follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could go follow me and Lana down below as well. And you could go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup mug, down below as well. Lana, it's time to leave the turret for the final time this season. So,
yeah,
get my robe on. Gotta get my robe on, I guess.
I guess I'm get out of here.
Okay. And with that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye now. Thank God we're out of this turret. It's real dark and it's kind of. I think I'm with Kate. I need to redecorate.
Yeah, it's cold and wet in here.
I don't like it.